Good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster here, chewing the fat. Welcome to the show. Tonight we have Scott Hay over on the show from over the Tasman, from New Zealand. So we'll get him on shortly. Welcome to everyone, and we'll have the roundup later on after the interviews with Scott as well, and we'll go through a few things that have been happening. What's coming up, and just kind of keep everybody up to date with what's going on. So let's rock on, and I hope everybody's had a great weekend. I know some of my illustrious friends had a cracking weekend down the Gold Coast, so congratulations to all of them who were competing. So let's crack on, and we'll get Scott lined up and get him on for a quick chat, and we'll go from there. So hopefully he's ready. He said he was. Hopefully it's quick and clean. Good evening, Mr. Vennell. I hope you're enjoying Queensland at the moment. Dave's staying over for the week for round one of the QPWC, which we'll touch on later on as well. And right, so there's my screen up. And wait a minute. It's good. Scott's on the ball. I love this. Hopefully he lines up in the middle of the screen, or we're going to have to move things around a little bit. Whoa, there we go. Scott, how are you, mate? Let's just resize things a little bit here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Alright, let me just resize these screens. I know you've got this thing. You've got this strange looking ski at the back of you. There we go, that's better. Good evening, sir.
How are you? All right?
I'm not bad. How's the time difference over there?
9 o'clock at night, not too bad.
You're in the future, mate. You're in the future.
Yeah.
So, Scott, now for people watching, I like to get different people on. Scott's obviously got varied background as well. First of all, I always ask our first-time guests, what has got you into jet skiing? So I'll give you that one just now, and then we'll fire on with the rest. So on you go.
All right. So way back in 1988, I went out on a friend's ski, 550 JS Kawasaki. Got hooked on it in 1990. I ended up getting my first Kawasaki 650. Started playing on the beaches, having fun with it, bits and pieces. Wanted to go a little bit further, so I started getting into racing. I used to take boys down the track and just stick it out in the water, and people practice around. Back in those days when I first started, Tim O'Neill, that's in Australia.
Yep.
He used to belong to the Wellington Jet Sport Club.
Okay.
A few of them. So we did it for a few years. And then I sort of had a break for a while, still kept up with the skis. And probably in the last 9 years, I've carried on, come back into the racing scene. So 34 years and 41 skis later.
How old are you?
52.
52? Wow, you're actually a little bit younger than me. I was hoping you'd be like my age, just to kind of give me a little bit of inspiration, just to try and get me motivated to do things. But when I look at somebody like Dave Vennell, then I think, oh, I've got a bit of room for manoeuvre there. So you've got the kids involved in it as well, have you? Did I hear you say?
Yeah, I sort of got the kids involved. Stepdaughter got in for a wee while. She had to play around, but the kids have their own things. They're all growing up now.
Yeah.
They're in their own things, but we still go away at Christmas time or what have you, take the skis away, and they all have fun.
So they're not doing any kind of racing or anything like that. Just pure rec stuff when the time arrives or when the chance arrives.
Yeah. That's not their really show. They're into other things, which is fine. I mean, this is my sport. This is something I enjoy doing.
Some people would call it a midlife crisis when you get to our age, Scott. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what you call it. I don't know whether you call it a midlife crisis. I'm past the midlife, so what does that make it? You know what I mean? So,
I mean, we did have a boat for a while there, but I don't know. A boat's not the same as jet skiing. You
Yeah.
can sit on the beach and let the kids go, or you got your friends down on the beach, you can let them go with their kids. And you tend to sit back more and you can have a yarn.
Yep.
With a boat, you're the person driving it all the time.
Yep.
So you don't get to associate as much, you know what I mean? It's yeah, I've enjoyed
Scott,
skiing for years.
Scott, I don't know if you've been reading, if you're able to read the comments here. Jeff Lakeford's just summed it up in one. He's basically, it's nothing to do with midlife crisis or anything like that. It's just a crisis. So I like that one. I think I'll stick with a crisis. So
We'll
sounds
just
good to
stick
me.
with that one.
Now, interestingly, you indicated that it was your friend that got you into jet skiing by letting you have a go on him. I see similarities
Yeah,
there because that happened with me as well.
yeah.
What was your initial thoughts of jet skiing at first when you were you kind of
Oh, when
I
I
don't know
first
about that, you know?
I sort of hopped on it and went for a ride, but it was like with a pole ski, you can't instantly stand up. So you're kneeling on the thing. So
Right.
you're falling off to the side, into the other side, and hitting the water all the time. And you're thinking, this has got to get easier. It's got to get easier. But I mean, I enjoy the water. So I enjoy diving and stuff like that. And I've done a lot of diving over the years and bits and pieces. So I just thought, well, I'm better off owning my own than going to a pub drinking alcohol and put my money and fuel into
Hey,
that. You know
listen,
what I mean?
hey, don't knock it, man. Don't knock it. Come on. It has its place, you know.
Oh, it does, but I mean, you used to watch your mates blow the money left, right, and centre,
That's true. That's
Well, I'd
true.
rather put it into the ski and have a lot more fun.
That's true.
So,
Very true.
yeah,
So at
yeah.
the moment, what's your position within the Wellington Jet Sport Club? Are you like
So,
what? Go on.
so I've been in the committee for years now. I get involved in it. I don't have time to be a president or treasurer and stuff like that. I've got my own company to run, so I just have my own things I've got to sort out. But in the committee, I enjoy getting behind it, setting up the tracks, organising things with the team. We do a lot of, we've got our own club room, which is really good. And we've built a big jetty off the club room where people can tie their skis up.
Yep.
We don't have everyone racing. We've got good numbers, but a lot of them are just social riders. So that's why we do a lot of social events and stuff like that.
I
So if you
noticed
become a
that.
member,
I noticed that. Yep. Go on.
yeah, so if you become a member, you just join a member, pay us $20, and you'll get the key to the club rooms. In the club rooms, it's got a barbecue, tents, fridge, the whole 9 yards is in there. Even a lounge suite's in there, so you can sit back. There's biscuits, kayaks. What else? We got life jackets, wetsuits, everything. So a lot of people join the club just to use the club as well.
Yep.
But if you do our social riding as well, we do discount it if you become a member, like the Cook Strait crossing. We
Yep.
do around navigating around Lake Taupo and
Yep.
stuff like that. So we do as much as we can
Yep.
to give best both worlds.
Now, while you're talking about the Cook Strait ride, you did that 2 weeks ago, just under
Yep,
2 weeks ago. I do have
yep,
the video. I have thrown together a video using a video plus a load of clips and pictures that I've managed to take off the Wellington Sport. I'm going to run that at the end of the show so everybody gets a
okay,
chance to have a look at that one rather than run it now because at the moment, I struggle to actually get videos for the beginning and the end of the show unless someone makes one up and puts and sends it down. You know, most of them put them up for like 5, 10, 15 minute clips kind of thing. They're not really clips because they're
yeah,
too long for me to use, and I don't want to spend
yeah,
hours editing them. So it was a
no,
good length that I got, and I just pinched a couple of videos and clips and stuff off the Wellington Jet Sport Club page, and added them into it as well. So I'll run that at the very end, and hopefully everybody likes it. So I can't remember whose video it was. It was a relive one. Can't remember who it was.
Oh,
Was it Brian?
there's a few
No,
of us on.
was it Brian? Maybe.
There's three of us. There's three of us driving that page.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I've got one anyway. I've got a video for the end of it, so I'll let that run at the end. So in regards to your Cook Strait ride, was that your most recent? That would have been your most recent one.
That's our most recent one. We've been doing it for 24 years now. Next
Yep.
year's the big 25 years. So next year's the big one we're going to do. We're going to really open it up. people will be able to get T-shirts, and we're going to put big barbecue on and stuff like that, celebrating the 25 years of it. It's a lot of work behind the scenes people don't know about. I mean, you've got to let the Coast Guards know you're coming down, because it's nothing worse than 30, 40 odd skis racing down the Sounds. We've got to let the fuel gas station company down there, because we go to a place called Waikawa.
So he knows he's got enough fuel.
Yeah. We've got to make sure he's got enough fuel. So we get everyone there about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we go through there all their skis to make sure no one's got engine mounts broken, their skis start properly, they've got full tank of gas. They take a card, FPOS card with them, take cash. If the card don't work, you can give someone cash. We go through all that process. We put them on the water, and then I give them a big debrief.
Yep.
And the big debrief is basically letting them know that there's a boat, there's a big charter boat, and it's like a massive big cray boat. He sits in front of us the whole time going across the Sounds. So we'll have 4 people in day glows. We'll have someone on the left, the right, and 2 at the back. And then on the boat, we'll have 3 guys on the boat, plus the guy that's driving it. And out of those 3 guys, there'll be 2 of them ready or prepped, just in case people can't do the crossing.
Yep.
They'll swap them over and pop on their skis.
Yep.
So we quietly go across the Sounds, and if people are going across the Straits, as people are slowing down, and the guy in the boats will notice the people on the day glow starting to fall back a bit, they will stop the boat, do another gather up again, a count up.
Yep.
We usually do that about 3 or 4 times going across. And then what we do is we get up to the place called the Brothers at the top end.
Okay.
And the boat will sit there, and they normally do a bit of fishing, diving, and what have you, and they'll stay there. And then we give them, well, the riders have already had the briefing. And what we do is, this is where we give them a chance to wrap down the Sounds as fast as they want. So we'll have 2 guys taken off in the front, and it's up to them to follow them all the way down. But the deal is, you don't go left or right. If there's an issue with your ski,
Yep.
you stay on track.
Yep.
And that way the guys at the back will pick you up and take you through if we have any issues.
You've got any issues, yeah.
We've all got radios. We've all got the bits and pieces, cell phones. Everyone gets a card. On that card will be, it'll have a cell phone number. So if there's a problem, you can ring us. If we can't find you, you all get given a number. And at the end of the ride, you must give us that card back.
Yeah.
And then we tally the numbers up, so we know we've got exactly the same amount of numbers coming back.
Well done.
So
nice
we haven't lost anyone. We've had some fun and games. We've had people get seasick.
They're playing cat and mouse with you. That's what it is.
Well, we've had 2 go down the Sounds. They got seasick and flew back, and we had to take their skis back for them.
Now, just out of curiosity, what ability levels are permitted on these rides? Is it an open? If you have a beginner who's got limited experience on a ski, is it something that you would encourage to take part in?
Yeah,
or do you have some kind of assessment that you...
No, totally. We're all for it. When we go across the Straits, it's quite dangerous. So we've got to make sure it's got to be a minimum of 15 knots or less, or die in the weather. So when we go across, we're doing about between 40 to 55k going across.
Yep.
It's not very fast, but it's fast enough to get there.
Yep.
We keep an eye on them. We always ask if people are tailing Charlies and they're falling back. We'll ask if they're okay. Do you need someone on the boat to replace you and whatever? But we've had all sorts. We've had someone that was 76 years old that came across, happy as, loved it. We've had ladies that have done it.
Was that Dave Vennell?
Sorry, I said 76.
Sorry, Dave. Had to throw it in there.
So yeah, no, we do encourage people to come and do it. We don't care how fast or how slow they are. We just want to see the experience on their faces and have a big grin at the end of it when they get back. And
nice.
Yeah, they enjoy it.
Sounds like a doozy, mate. It sounds like a great one. Listen, from the footage I've seen of it, it certainly looks like a good one. I would love to try and get over for that one next year, but getting a ski there's going to be a bit of an issue. But
look, if you want to do it, you let me know. I've got 2 skis.
Ooh,
you probably see in the background.
Right.
There's 2 900s.
Oh, I don't know about that. Might burn my bum.
I mean, if you're keen, I'm happy to open one of the skis up for you to ride across. It's not
I would actually like if you could put out an official date as soon as you can and then I'll take a look at it and see if I can make it over, because I really quite fancy the idea of it. I think it'd be a nice little ride.
Just bear in mind though, sometimes we can book these dates and the wind blows and we've just had to cancel it.
Mate, just go
So we
anyway.
just can't
We,
do
we,
it.
we can
So it's a
go. We're old enough and stupid enough to still do it anyway.
So I mean, yeah,
I get what
we
you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
yeah, our
definitely.
safety is like big priority, eh?
Ah,
It's
without a
massive.
doubt, without a doubt, without a doubt.
We do a lot of river runs too. We'll go up rivers and do rides up there, and people enjoy themselves up there. Another one's Taupo. We'll navigate round.
Yep,
Then we'll put a lunch halfway around for them so they can chill out for a while, have a break.
yep.
But yeah, no, we try and do it for the best of both
I was going
worlds.
to say you've got. It sounds like you've got a really good mix of the social aspect as well as the competitive aspect as well. So it definitely sounds really good. Now, is Noah a member of your club? Noah
Yeah,
Skips.
so Noah's a member of our club because he's joined the Auckland crowd, which is running under a different part.
Right.
And you've got NZ So when he wants to race into our nationals, New Zealand nationals, he's got to be affiliated either with
With
Wellington
either
or
one
Hawke's
of yep,
Bay.
yep, yep,
But
yep.
now we've just announced that Christchurch has come back to the NZ which is good news. So they're going to be doing the nationals next year. So we're all going to be heading down there. So things are starting to change a little bit, and everyone's sort of quietly coming back, and we're going to start doing some tours. So that's going to be good for us.
Out of curiosity, what's the reasons why you think they've that the clubs like Christchurch have suddenly been away and then now they're suddenly coming back? Why is that? Just because lack of
I think
membership, the
people,
COVID effect,
well,
or what?
no, I think people have their little differences and little tiffs and what have you, and they've sort of all gone different directions, which is
Yeah,
a bit sad. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us racers, all we want to do is race. We just want to race. I mean, years ago, we used to have to do 2 rounds, either Wellington,
yep,
Hawke's Bay, Auckland, or Christchurch to do
yep.
a national event. And that was great because you'd go up to Auckland, do a race up there, or Hawke's Bay, or we did one, or you'd go down south. And then you all had a turn to do the nationals after each year, which was really good.
Yep.
And then when they sort of broke away, it sort of just wasn't the same anymore.
Yeah.
But all of us still wanted to race, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yep.
But this is great news for Christchurch coming on board with us now, which is brilliant.
Yep.
So now they've come on board. We've said, right, you guys want to do the nationals next year. So they said, that's cool. We're going to do it. So they're going to tie in their South Island champs and the nationals within a week of each other. So we're going to travel down there, a lot of us, do the South Island champs, have a break down there for a few days, and then we'll go and do the New
Go
Zealand
and do the
nationals,
nationals as well.
and then we'll just head back up. Make the
Now, a
most of it.
question
So,
has been asked: is there an
yeah,
approximate date as to when the nationals are likely to be?
yes, it's going to be roughly, we're aiming for the first week of March.
Right.
That's
Okay.
not me organising it. This is
But that's
Christchurch.
approximately around about within the first 2 weeks of March. Is that what you're
Yeah, the
kind
first
of
two
looking?
weeks of March this is
All
when
right.
it's going to be all happening. I mean, I'm not hosting it or running it. Christchurch is.
Yep.
So, but at this stage, this is the dates they're roughly
Yep.
looking at. They will be confirmed once we're just waiting for their do a few more things, and then they'll come back to us because I'm
I
part of the
Yeah, I
NZHBA
think
committee.
Bailey. Well, it might not be Bailey, but it might be his mum Tralee. She's just indicated that there's a few of them coming down for both the events. So they've obviously got a good idea when that's happening as well. I'd be interested to see who they're taking. I imagine Bailey's one of them. So yeah, watch this space. I think there might be a little exodus of a little group of Aussies winging their way down there. Not just
Oh,
Bailey, but a
look,
few others.
that'll be awesome. I mean, I remembered way back in mid 90s, the Aussies came over with a container load of jet skis. And there was a place called Henley Lake in Masterton, and we hosted it, the Wellington Jet Ski Club. And Tim O'Neill back then was involved in it as well. And that was just awesome. It was so good to see the overseas boys coming over and racing. It was brilliant. So be good to see them come back over and away they go. I
Well,
mean,
I
the
know
good
I know
thing
there's
is
an
that,
appetite for it. There's certainly an appetite for people to to get to different venues now. You know, we're starting to see Noah obviously over in the States. Bailey last year was over in the States. You know, I think I believe Hayden Richardson's heading off to Europe to do some riding, and they're all obviously all heading over to King's Cup as well. So,
Well, see, Noah's a very talented rider, very talented rider.
yep,
And he's going to go a long way, and his family's really supportive behind him, and they're great people. I mean, they're really motivated in the sport, which is good.
yep, yep.
So let's see where he's going to go. But I think he's going to go great. I think
Yeah,
he's going to go high.
he's certainly. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he gets up to as well. Like last year when he came over for the Queensland States, you know, I wasn't really there wasn't really much about him. You know, we kind of seen he'd picked up a few events here and there, but suddenly he was out on the water and it's like bang, wow, like check him go. You know, it's like he wasn't holding back. So yeah, I think he opened quite a few eyes after that, and certainly I was kind of blown away by how fast he was as well. And, you know, even when he came off the ski in one of the motos, he got back up and, you know, he was closing down people pretty quick. So, yeah, he's got a good future ahead of him.
He does. He does. He's going to do well in this in the P1. I can see that now. He's going to do really well this year.
It's like I said. It's like I said to him last week, though. I said, "Mate, you're the top of the pit. You're top of the tree at the moment. They're all coming for you." So he's going to be looking over his shoulder all the time, as long as as long as he keeps a hammer down. But they're all going to come after. They'll all be coming for him.
Well, that's right. I mean, and it's nice to see a Kiwi going overseas, challenging these other people around the world, and seeing them sit at the top. It's really cool. It feels like you're a part of India.
Hey, listen,
you know
you've got to ruffle up the feathers of our American compatriots.
Oh, exactly.
You've got to throw that little incendiary device in there just to kind of ruffle their feathers a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think I heard in the interview he said so he's going to go to Lake Havasu.
He is, yeah. He's apparently. I think he said it was
already,
Michigan, and then he's going to Lake Havasu for something as well. So.
Yeah, Lake Havasu's got the world champs.
Right.
That runs over 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I'm heading over there anyway to do the last few days to watch the pro boys go for it. So I'm looking forward to going to see it.
That'd be awesome.
Should be good.
Nice one. So what's the plans moving forward then? For the club and obviously for yourself as well.
Well, I'm just going to carry on running it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're quite lucky in our club that we've got a company called Red Hot Marine. It's a Yamaha dealership. He tapped us on the shoulders and says, "Hey guys, have you ever thought about doing some club days to generate new people?" And I sort of said to him, "It's great, but the biggest problem is we have the ambo we've got to pay for and all these other things, and you can't charge people lots of money. I mean, our entry fee is like $30. You want them to come, you want them to enjoy it, and then it's like entry fee $30, $20 for a day license to run, just to see if they feel like they like it." So Simon turned around from Red Hot and says, "Look, I'll help you out with the ambos, and we'll every time we've got an event, we'll pay for the ambo, and then we'll give you spot prizes."
Nice one.
So these guys have been backing us for the last quite a few years now, and it's been great. So we've been hosting it as a team, obviously, as the Wellington Club. We've been hosting it, but we call them Club Day Fun Days. So when we talk about racing, we don't have the bungee cord. We don't try and make it frightening. You're just sort of basically floating by the jetty in the line, and the guy will just drop the flag, and we'll have the track set out, and we'll still have the split-offs and stuff like that. But at the same time, we'll still have individuals like you'll have your modifieds and the guys that are novice riders, and you'll try and keep them separated, and the NA skis, and you try. But at the end of the day, it's just purely fun. That's how we take it.
Yep.
And I'm a strong believer is when someone new comes along, you need to talk to them all the time. You need to make sure they're okay, because there's nothing worse than turning up and no one's talking to you. If you talk to them and you spend time with them, they feel a lot more comfortable.
Without a doubt. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean at the end of it, we put a barbecue on as well. We do certificates, and with the prizes, like the boys from Red Hot give us some unreal prizes. And instead of going first, second, and third, because you're always going to get the first, second, and third people, we do it as like a spot prize. You know, pull the name out of the hat, go and get something off the table.
Yep.
That way, the people, whether they're first, last, whatever, it doesn't make any difference. It's equal. But then after the certificate's done, we just put a barbecue on, and as long as everything's cleaned up and tidied up, then we'll open a chili bin and they can have a beer.
Yeah.
And we just sit there and have a good yarn with them for a while. That way they don't feel like they're packing up and
That's
going
the thing.
home.
They don't think they're just rocking up and then just doing what they need to do and then just disappearing and nobody said a word to them the whole time. I think
That's
it's
it.
important
That's
that they feel welcomed, that they feel that they've been spoken to, and they've had that individual touch, so to speak. The individual attention, so to speak. Like the QPWC recently had a couple of come and try days, and by all accounts, the majority of them, the people that showed up for them, were reasonably well attended. The bulk of them were beginners, so I'm actually really curious to see and hope that converts this coming weekend with their first round, so that there's a lot of new riders showing up, and if it means there's a big class of beginners, then so be it. That's got to be a good thing for this for the sport. So that's the
exactly.
hope.
And the biggest thing too is you don't need holders. I mean, are they worry about you needing holders? You don't. I said to them, turn up, relax. People will come down to the gate and hold your ski for you. You just go and have fun. But all you do is if people come down and hold you, you just return the favour. Come down and hold their skis.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you end up having fat yarns and good
Yeah.
talks. And
Yeah.
I mean, look at the skips, for example. They turned up at Jet Fest. I went up and introduced myself to Noah and his dad, Thomas.
Yep.
And went from there. I mean, yeah, you just got to try and grab people and make them feel comfortable because it is quite nerve-wracking for them to come down to a track ready to race.
Yep. Yep. Well, there's Dave. Dave's obviously over here in Queensland just now. He's been working up in Jamie Eadie's workshop at the moment, and obviously Jamie's head up president of the QPWC.
Oh, he'll be working on a CD, will he?
Listen, his own CD hasn't came out very well after the weekend there. I think you'd probably be hoping that Jamie's able to give him. He might end up appearing on a Kawasaki, believe it or not, if he hasn't got his own one fixed very quickly. No, Dave's just indicated there that he's obviously been speaking with Jamie, and it's believed that there's at least 20 newbies going to be there on Sunday. So that's
that's good.
That's
amazing.
Good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So fingers crossed that the longevity sees these people right through the season, and it's not just a one-off event kind of thing. So that's going to be pretty good too. So what's he saying? I'm trying to fix the bloody thing. He's entered the Kawasaki for Sunday.
One day we'll see Dave on a Yamaha, eh?
He has actually been on a Kawasaki at the Nationals. When he was down at Lake Macquarie about a month or so ago. He was on a Kawi then, but he also had his own Spark for the Rec Lights race. So he used, I think, if it's the Kawi that I used, then it'll be the same one. So it's the white Kami Kawasaki that he had. That was the one I used. So apparently he come off that one at the Nationals. Oh boy! I hope he has better luck this weekend. So I'm sure he will. So more rides, more races, or
so we've got a few more rides coming up. We're going to do a couple of endurance races. We'll do a couple of social rides as well on the way through there. I'm just going to keep pushing as far as I can for the age I get. I'll just keep going. I'm loving the sport. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, it's good. It's good. You have good banter. It's like a hot rod. You have Chevys and Fords where you have Sea-Doos and Yamahas. At the end of the day, you give everyone shit. But at the end of the day, we're all there for the same thing. Having a good time. Good
listen,
race,
I do have the
banter.
$1 million question. You said you started on Kawasaki. Why did
I actually started on Sea-Doo, to be fair. The first one was a Kawasaki pole ski. And then, I got onto the sit-down ones as I got older. And I did have Sea-Doos for a while there, and I've jumped across to Yamis, and I've been with them for a while.
So why are we jumping about from brand to brand?
I sort of had enough of opening my wallet, getting it fixed every 5 seconds, so I jumped across to Yamaha, and I haven't had to open my wallet up anymore.
You're not riding it hard enough if that's the case.
I don't know. I've ridden a lot of supercharged skis, and these are my first 2 NA skis, and I've got to admit, they're pretty damn quick.
I know. All right, mate. Listen, I'm going to let you go. Pleasure having you on. Listen, I'll give everybody a shout out before they go. So the floor is yours, and fire away to everybody and anybody that you need to thank.
Oh, look, I'd just like to thank the bloody club for getting behind everything we do because, I mean, at the end of the day, no one's getting paid for it. Really like to thank Red Hot Marine for helping us out with the EMBO and the prizes and stuff like that over the years. That's been great support for the club. And let's just hope more and more people quietly come back the way it used to be. But just remember, one of the biggest thing is don't let them sit there around. Talk to them, yak to them the whole day, make them feel comfortable because that is the key. Because once they start getting traction and they talk to you, boom.
I think it's certainly something that we, as a sport in general, people are starting to realise that they want the best for the sport, and they're starting to, they're looking around and seeing who's sitting on their own kind of thing and going over and introducing themselves. So I think a lot more people are definitely making the effort to embrace new people and just strangers in general. And so may it go from strength to strength, and may your club go from strength to strength too.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, at the end of the day, I just like to see more young, talented riders coming through too, like Noah. I mean, the more we get, the better it's going to be.
Somebody's got to push Noah.
Yeah, someone's going to push him. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's got to get on his coattails and start, driving him forward.
Well, we've got a guy in our club. We've got a guy in our club, Carl Junior. He was a very, very good rider, but he's getting on and he's got kids now, so he's doing his priority with his kids.
Aye.
So he's not racing like he used to. So yeah,
that's the problem. That's the problem. It's like any sport you do, or activity that you do. As soon as family comes along, it does impede. And I'm not saying it in a bad way because it's not. I don't want us taken the wrong way. It's people's lives have moved on, and family have introduced themselves into their environment, and now the priorities have shifted. So,
that's right. I mean, it's always just remember one thing: it's always family first.
Yeah.
You've got to look after the kids because the kids are watching you all the time.
Definitely.
So, I mean, as they get older, you move on. You might come back to the sport.
You might come back, and then you might inspire them to even take up the sport as well when you come back to it later. So,
exactly.
All right, Scott. Listen, Matt, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Too easy.
All right, we'll catch up soon.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.
So there we go. Scott Hayes, Wellington Club. Had a nice little catch up. I enjoyed that one. And it was good. It's the first time I've met Scott. Obviously, we've been chatting away over the chat rooms the past couple of weeks, and I still felt bad about cancelling him 2 weeks ago, but as soon as I knew that once I got Noah, I didn't want to move Noah to this week because it tied in with Noah being here in Queensland last week, so that was handy for him. So Scott, I apologise again, which I never did on while you were on. So I apologise for dare I say leaving you hanging, so to speak. All right, so listen, let's move on to our roundup. Now, I'm on the Jetski Racing New Zealand page at the moment. There is nothing really going on at the moment as far as activities and rides and stuff like that are concerned, with the exception that, not that I'm aware of at the moment. So the clubs are probably still finalising details of events and stuff like that. I do have the official. It's been out for a while, and the winter series for the Jetski Racing New Zealand is the. As you can see there, we've got 3 dates: June 19th, August 25th, October 13th. 30-minute motos each day, 3 each day. So nice little endurance competition there over the winter series. And then obviously they're kicking into the summer series, which will kick off on weekends over a Saturday and a Sunday weekend. So they're combining rounds 1 and 2 will be the first weekend. And then 2 and 3 and 4 will be obviously second weekend, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on and on. So there you go. November 23rd, 24th is a summer series. February 7th and 8th will be round 3 and 4. 5 and 6 will be March 22nd, 23rd. And then 7th and 8th will be April 26th, 27th. down New Zealand way. So a little bit of time for anyone who's planning or wants to get over there and maybe race a comp, do a round, whatever. An opportunity there for someone to, if they want to do it, hook up with these guys, hook up with anyone that you're aware of over in New Zealand that can maybe help you out. And I don't know, maybe you want to ship your own ski over, who knows. So that's what's happening in the New Zealand area at the moment. Let's just go and we'll get rid of this one. Now, before I move on, obviously there was a race. There was a race competition at the weekend there. Now I need to kind of address that event. Now, unfortunately, I was asked not to promote, not to talk about that particular event for reasons. The organisers obviously have their reasons for that, and I respect that. So all I will say is that it looked like a great event, and it seemed to have gone down really, really well and successfully with everyone involved. So congratulations to everyone that was involved with it, especially the racers who make it happen. So just in case you're wondering why I'm not rounding up any of that particular weekend's event, that's the reason why. Okay, so listen, let's jump on to Victoria. All right. Victoria is still trying to get some new riders on. They're looking at the big picture here as well. They're looking at the long game, and obviously wanting new riders, just the same as every other club are looking for as well. So if you're down the Victoria way, you're looking for entry into competition, hook them up, touch base with these people. Alex Ewens will be more than happy to help you through the process and get you all set up. And just for that as well, they've also got their event, which is the Winter Warrior Series, 29th and the 30th of June. So it's a weekend down at Kangaroo Lake. Should be a good one. All endurance races. And again, if you're looking for information about that, hook up with these guys. Go to the Victoria website, the Victoria Jetski PWC Association page, and ask the questions. Find out the information you need. If you're having troubles getting a hold of them, drop me a line. I'll do what I can to help push it on for you, and get in touch with the appropriate people as well. So there's the Winter Warrior Series, 29th, 30th of June, down in Victoria, and they're screaming out for new riders for that event as well. So be in it to win it. Okay, so QPWC this weekend, what can I say? Round 1, entries closing tonight at midnight. So if you haven't got your entry in for round 1 this coming Sunday at Somerset Dam, then please have it in before midnight tonight, because after midnight tonight you won't get an entry into the competition. So please move quickly and get your entries in as quick as you can. Good luck to everyone who's racing in that one, especially all the newbies, and please, I'm looking for footage for it. I can't make it myself. I'm down in Sydney this weekend, so unfortunately I'm not going to make round 1. And so some footage of competition, riders, whatever, I would greatly appreciate if someone is able to capture some and send it through to me, and I'll put something together. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't have to be a finished article, a finished piece. It can be bits and pieces, and I'll put something together just to kind of highlight the day. Even if it comes from multiple sources, I'll just throw it all into one video, and bang, away we go. Okay, so good luck to everyone this weekend at Somerset Dam. Okay, let's go. New South Wales PWC. Jake, that's Jeff. You heading up there? That'd be awesome. Oh, that'd be great. Awesome. Cheers, Braden. That'd be perfect, man. I'd love it. All right. Okay. Cool. Awesome. I look forward to it, guys. Have a great day up there. All right. So the New South Wales Personal Watercraft Association. Here's an absolute I don't know. I can't fathom this one out. Now this one really blows my absolute mind to pieces here about an increase in registrations for all jet ski riders, all right, that are down in New South Wales. Okay, so this is the Maritime Department deciding to increase PWC regos and licence fees as of the 1st of July of this year. It's a ridiculous amount of money. You're talking an 88% increase in licence fees, and the rego costs alone are the entry costs alone, the registration costs have gone up by 35%. So you're talking about a licence fee that's going to be almost $2,000, which is outrageous. Now, this is just for PWC. There hasn't been any mention of this being, distributed across other maritime vessels and boats and whatever. So it looks like it's specifically targeting PWC riders, which is discriminatory and is totally out of order. Now, where can you make a difference in this? Guys, go to this link here. There is a petition to try and get this changed, or at least reviewed, and it's an important matter, because if New South Wales are going to get away with it, then I God hate to think what every other state's going to do if this goes through. It wouldn't be so bad if it was proportionate across all marine vessels, but it's not. It's targeted specifically at PWC craft. So if it happens here, it could happen anywhere. Now, this is what we're trying to avoid. Guys, sign the petition. Help these guys. Help New South Wales PWC get this over the line. Okay, how you do that is go to the link that's on their Facebook page. Go to the link, and let's just get that back up again. There you go. It's right there. All right. I hope you can see that. Yep, you can. So click on that link. Get to here. Sign it. Email it. Boom. That's it. That's your job done. All right. So help them get the 500 names, the 500 signatures that they need to get this across the line, and hopefully get this looked at and reviewed. So every bit helps. Guys, you can help your compatriots in the New South Wales area, which will ultimately going to help every other state, because if this gets across the line, then there's a chance it could happen elsewhere as well. So we don't want that. All right. So that's New South Wales. Let's just get rid of that. What's happening in Jake's world? He did have a pop-up ride, which is now full, and I think it does have a waiting list. He's got a standby list, so if some people do drop out, then your names might get in. So go into, you've got to move quick on these rides when these pop up, As soon as they appear, you've got to get in there quickly and decide what you're doing. Otherwise, you end up missing out altogether, or you end up on the standby list. So Jetski Jake family page. What's coming up with them? He had a newbie weekend last weekend, which I believe was a bit of a success as well. Also, the camping weekend is happening in August, first weekend in August, so we're looking forward to that one. That's going to be a big one up in Bourham Heads, so that's going to be a cracker. And that's what's happening in Jake's world. Okay, now PW Jetski Riders Gold Coast in Brisbane. This is also on Jetski Jake's page as well. There is a new zoning app available, which indicates, it's basically all the questions that you would have that you would look for on a website, which is actually given, which is PWC related, which is actually in this app. So all the information you would need and ask is such an easy. I've had a quick look at it on my phone. Very simple to navigate. Gives you all the answers you want, and what the marine areas are, zones, all that kind of stuff. It's more convenient. I'd say it's a hell of a lot more friendly than looking for it on the website. So certainly worthwhile looking at for sorry. Yeah, so if you're an avid jet skier, it wouldn't do you any harm, including rules around whaling. When the whales are migrating, marine animals are migrating, all the details are there about what you can do and what you're not meant to do, and how to deal with it if you're caught up in the middle of it as well. So certainly a lot of useful information in that particular app. So you'll find that one on Jetski Jake family page. The link is also here in the Jetski Riders Gold Coast and Brisbane page as well. I believe I have shared it. Let me just double check. I think I've shared it on the Jetski Republic page, so the link will probably be there as well. Oh, look at that handsome rooster. If I haven't posted it up, which it actually doesn't look like. Oh, I have. Wait a minute. Nope, that's the link. No, I'll post the link up for the app as well, so people can have a look at that as well. So that's that one. All right. So yeah, there we go. And finally, this weekend, in case you weren't aware of it, Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show, 23rd, 22nd of May. And guys, everything marine, boats, PWC, accessories, anything that's water related, boat related. Yeah, it's the big weekend. I believe it's the largest boat show in the Southern Hemisphere. So a lot of big ones there, big players there. And it's a good day out. Worth a look. So go and take a look and see what they've got down there. Who knows, you might buy yourself a $1 million yacht. Good luck to you. Alright, so that's the final piece of info for the roundup. I think I've pretty much touched on everything. Pretty sure I have. I don't think I've missed anything. Nah, I think we're all good. Alright, so yeah, again, good luck to everybody that's competing this weekend. Have fun. Have a great time up the QPWC round 1, and organisers, guys, well done to make this all happen again for this year. And I'm going to leave you with the Cook Strait crossing, the Cook Crossing, I think it's called Cook Strait Crossing, and from the guys at Wellington Jet Sport Club, and they did it a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to leave you with that video, and this is a bit of a mishmash of different people's videos and some pictures, which I've kind of put together. And yeah, so I'll leave you with that one. Until next week's show, guys, have a great weekend. Whatever you're up to, go out on the water, be safe, have a great time, respect each other, and have some fun. Alright, so I'll leave you with this video. Take care, catch you next week.
Go to trips.